Hi, I'm Sarah Kenrick and I'm working with Canolfan Ni on their at-home Halloween fun event to bring you a new way to enjoy the holiday. Hi, so today I'm going to be making a favourite this time of year. Halloween is coming upon us at the end of this month, so we're going to make a Halloween pumpkin cake. So in front of me I've got all the ingredients that I need. We've got 300 grams of self-raising flour. Now I'm going to put that into a nice big bowl with all the other ingredients. Always use a sieve when using flour because it just makes sure that if there's any lumps or anything in there that they get taken out, and it helps with aerating the mix. I've got 300 grams of soft brown sugar, okay, and that goes in there. I've got 175 grams of sultanas in there, and then I've got bicarbonate soda, so 2 teaspoons in there. And mixed spice. So with our mixed spice, that gives a nice warming earthy flavour. When it comes out. 1, 2. Now if you don't have mixed spice, you can always make it up with cinnamon, nutmeg. That's always a nice change. Then I've melted 200 grams of butter and I've got 4 eggs. So I'm just going to whisk the 4 eggs up. And add the butter to the eggs. So we've got all our liquid ingredients together. Into that I'm going to add a tablespoon of orange juice and the zest of 1 orange. Okay, so if you have you can either use a grater with the fine grating, or if you've got a handheld one, sometimes they're a little bit easier. Okay, and make sure you try not to get any of the white pith because that's quite bitter. So as long as you're getting the nice peel out there, get all the nice orange oils from the zest, brings out the flavour. Okay, so we're going to add this wet mix to the dry ingredients and make sure we get all the nice flavour off the end of that. And that goes straight in. Give it a good mix. All the ingredients together. Now it's called pumpkin cake, so we are going to add the main ingredients. So put those there, and they're going to grate 500 grams directly into the bowl. So I've taken the pumpkin from the large pumpkin we have here. I've named him Peter, socially distanced. So that's all grated in there. Now, if you don't really want to use a large pumpkin like this, you can just go ahead and make it with carrots, or if you've got other forms of squash that there are in the shops. Pumpkin itself is quite bland, but it's the moisture content that it has in it to keep that sponge nice and light and soft and moist. Okay, last one. Good workout. There we go. So you get that all mixed in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this into a lined tin. Now I've already lined it with some greaseproof paper. So for this quantity, it's going to be a tin which is about 30 centimetres by 8 centimetres, and that mix is then going to go into a preheated oven, which is between 160 and 180 depending on what oven that you've got. If it's a fan oven, then obviously that can be a little bit hotter, so maybe 160. If it's an electric without the fan, then you might need a little bit hotter. So just bear that in mind. Okay. So we'll put that into the oven. In for 30 minutes, okay, and here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so it's out of the oven, and it's cooled down nicely. I'm just going to cut into it so you can see. Nice and moist inside. Now, to go with this, I'm going to make some nice frosting. Okay, so we just move that along, and again, whisk required. So we've got 200 grams of cream cheese into the bowl. And this will be enough to cover the whole of the cake that we've made, or half. half, depending on how much you want to use on each piece. We've got 85 grams of softened butter. Now, if you don't soften it, you're going to have a job beating it up. So it needs to be out of the fridge. And then we've got the icing sugar. And again, we're just going to 100 grams of icing sugar in there. Just make sure we've got no hard bits in the sugar. Okay. Get out of the way. We're going to give this a bit of a whisk first of all. It like that, and then we're going to do a little bit more orange zest to give it some flavour again. Just gives it a bit of a zing. So okay. So this is actually better done slightly before and put back into the fridge to set a little bit, because the butter's softened, the cream cheese is softened, so it can be a little bit on the sloppy side, but when it goes back in the fridge, that will become more like the frosting that you see on a carrot cake, and that's what we really want to achieve on this. But just going to get other plates. And then just pop it on top. And be as generous as you like. Okay, so there we go, some Halloween pumpkin cake. Thank you. Thanks for taking part. Don't forget to show us how you got on and how you're celebrating Halloween this year by tagging us on Facebook and using the hashtag Happy Halloween.